Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I can't help but when I start this, I like looking back at my Firebird. Anyways, this is 83 Garage and we're going to build staircase. So I'm going to start with making the staircase stringers, and I'll show you a quick way to do it. I've already done it a couple times in the video, so if this is redundant, just exit and leave now. This is the install site, so we'll be cutting away at some of this. That material's going to go into that area right there, and I'll put that back up, and that's what I want the staircase to be, to match up the same height as this. I'll show you right now how to measure for a staircase. When figure out your stair height, you look at whatever's around if possible. I want a 3 riser, so right to there. And a quick and easy way to figure that out, you put your level, your long level, on your riser, your stairs, and you'll see approximately where that 3rd step is going to end up. So right there, we're level to right about there. So we've got, like, I'd say about 5 inches of riser. So we could do a 4 riser instead of a 3 riser. So you'd have 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. And then the last one will be what goes into the dirt. So that would be your 5th, sorry, I keep saying 5th, I don't know why. Your 4th riser. So it would butt up against the dirt, whatever the height of that is. And that will be where the grass is right there, that 4th step. So 1, 2, 3 stringer, and then the 4th one will butt up against the dirt right here, which seems about normal. Now, to measure the height of your stairs, you take your level, find the level portion where it's horizontal, you see right there, then you measure down. So for me, I'm gonna do this starting from the top of the grass, doing this one-handed, so keep that in mind. And I measure down to the height, and so for me it'll be 29, so that means 4 steps. And as I was saying, you want that to be level. I just moved it down right there. So that will be give me 4 steps equally at 7 1/4. So it's like on your digital 7.25, and then obviously 4 steps at that, which is the standard width of a 2x6. Let's see, standard width of a 2x8. So that's perfect for what I want to do, because I want to box these stairs in as opposed to those stairs. So I want these stairs here to hold back the dirt. So we have our handy-dandy calculator. We know it's 29. We know that's divided by 4 risers, which will give us 7.25. Now we need to make a template for our stringer. Grab some scrap lumber, pretty easy peasy. Comes to that line around here. We want to go up 7 1/4. You need to grab a straight edge for this, so anything that's straight. And then we want to rise out. I did the other one for 2x6. I'll do the same thing for this one. I'll just measure off of that. So we want to be at 10 1/2. Just kind of copy that. Yep, 10 1/2. So 7 1/4 to 10 1/2. Right there. And that'll get you your straight line. Now you can use a ruler for this, or you can use your measuring tape. Now I'll do both. Try to use some skill here. You have a better measuring tape when I do this kind of stuff. It's a framing measuring tape. That's what it's meant for. You can grab on. So that's your straight line. Or you can grab an actual straight edge and firm it up. So right there, there for the most precise measurement possible. As you can see, my line was here, that straight edge is there, so that's the difference in that. Now, when you cut this stuff, you want to wear your glasses, and you want to cut it so the saw blade is on this line to make sure that's all perfect. And again, it's easy peasy. I can do it freehand. It's a little more skill, but I can do that. Grab your drill and firm it up. So the next step in this is use your newly built template, and to come across good. So that's your riser. That'll be your run. Now we have that part of it, and we have the riser. So the next part of that would be to, how does that work? There we go. Gives you that. So you want these two lines to be parallel. We obviously put a straight edge, continue that out that way. And then at the end, we're gonna cut off 1.5 inches right here, because that will make up the distance for your first tread. That one's a very important part. You don't want to forget that step. So then we just continue all the way down.
So 1 riser, 2 riser, 3 riser, 4 riser, which is what we wanted. And this one, right here. Actually, no, right here. Okay.
So better view of this, we have our first riser, which we removed at 1.5 inches for the width of the tread, which is right here, and then it gives you your 7.25 from top to bottom with that removed. Very important part. Cut this off. You actually, if you wanted to, just to get some more material, you could drop that down here, but we're not going to worry about that. We have enough. So we have the first riser, second riser, third riser, fourth riser, and then this is where it's going to terminate into the grass. So this is another very important part. We'll have this cut off this way, and then it'll butt up here. So we'll be taking off that another 1.5 inches right here. So this piece of wood, the riser, will actually butt up against the dirt, which is that right there. So again, 1.5 inches cut off here, cut off here, cut off here, which that material mostly is here. We'll have to get more material later, and that's it. So now to chop it up. I also use a jigsaw to finish off the cuts instead of using the skill saw to cut all the way through, and that way it leaves you more structural integrity. You could also add like a 2x4 along the stringer if you want to further increase the strength, but we don't need to worry about that. For this part of making a stringer, we're going to be using our circular saw, battery powered, and then finishing off the cuts, as I said before, with the jigsaw. Gives you a nice, good, clean cut, and that way you don't overcut in comparison if you were to use the circular saw. So we just built our staircase stringer. Again, cut that 1.5 inches off the bottom, so now it's 7.25 all the way up once you put the treads on. And it ends off right about here where it matches up to where the ground is. I want this to be inside the dirt here, so I'm not entirely sure how far I want to go into that with it. I'm not sure exactly how I want to look yet, so I'm going to take a few moments and just kind of figure out what the end result is that I want. Eventually I want this all the way in, but I only have so much time and I don't want to feel like digging all this nonsense out today. Probably do that next year or do it on concrete next year, but I want these staircases in so I can start using them. So this is a full staircase stringer. We got our first riser, second riser, third riser, fourth riser. That's gonna I'm not sure if I'm gonna cap this off. We'll wait till the end. I can always cut this down, put grass over top of it. I don't know, this is all temporary. 1.25 inches, 1.25 inches. These ones are cut a little bit short. So on the next one that I make, the next stringer, I'm gonna use this as the main template. Going across, and this is, I cut the 1.5 inches off of this so that I'm able to put the, what do you call it, the 2x8s in their place, not 2x6. I know in the previous part of the video I said 2x6s, I meant 2x8s, and this is now the main template. So we're going to put it on here and then do any corrections that we need to. So we have successfully built one stringer. Now we're going to build a second one, and we're going to double check all the measurements to make sure it is absolutely perfect. Now the first one is only off by 1/8 inch, but that carried up can be almost 3/8 to 1/2 inch error in the stair stringer itself. We want perfection. This is the new improved stringer. So again, 5 3/4 to equal 7.25 for the 1.5 inches, and then obviously 7.25, 7.25, 7.25 for the final step. Now let's compare to the other stringer we made for the first one to get us in our specific area. So we'll just match that up there, match this up here, and we'll see it's basically identical. You got a little bit of extra meat here, and then that was where there was a discrepancy. So not too bad for a first setup or whatever. now we'll use this as the main stringer for the rest of those 4. So I want to drive home the absolute in having one template piece measured and cut correctly. So anything that was a little bit extra, you can recut it and make it smaller. You can always make it smaller, but if you want to actually add to it, then you literally have to cut a new piece, which is what we're doing here. And we're basing it all off of the master cut template piece, which is going to be one of the stringers. You do that and you will have 5, 6, 7 pieces exactly the same. And having them all exactly the same makes it much easier to go together. Now that we have our stringers all cut, we can start to set them up here and see the width and spacing. Maybe I have cut too many, I don't know. And then we'll be using the risers. So 1, 2, 3. The last one will be a different cut to formulate where they're actually going to be set up, and they're going to be what's going to hold the stringers together to the risers right here, and then we'll see how wide we want these things. So the width of this is going to be from the knee wall we built to the makeshift patio retaining wall, which is kind of funny. Anyways, this staircase is going to fit in between those 2 points, and at that you will have your staircase / retaining wall built in. And there you go, the open version of the stairs that are going to be placed right there. The top stair will be at the level of the grass. Again, not sure how I'm going to finish that off, but we will see what happens. As you can see, I've taken a lot more effort in building these stairs as opposed to all the other ones I just kind of slapped together. For example, you have spaces, no space there, space there, space there, then space here, no space there, no spaces on this stuff because they took a little bit more time. Even though the lumber is actually slightly more warped because I let it sit outside, as you can tell. So that's kind of where the stairs are going to sit. There's a long ways to go before they're actually embedded into the, the berm? Yeah, I'll use a dirt biking term for that. I wanted to actually be in line with over here, but that isn't going to happen anytime soon. So we're going to see what we can do. I'll be back. So this is how far we've gotten. Right now, I'm going to start setting into place. I might have put a couple stakes into the ground. Actually, yeah, I'm going to put a couple stakes in the ground just so everything gets firmed in. I do have to chip away that block over there. Now I did try to chip it away with just the pick. Got some done, but I'm going to get the actual chipper hammer, break that down so that I can now sink this down. The only other thing I could do is actually remove that block, and then, yeah, you know what? I'm going to remove that block just to make life a little bit easier. Put this all into place, and use those stakes and whatnot that I was talking about. That'll be the kind of height that I want to be at, because obviously it's at the right level, and then I'll just kind of critique it. And then over here is where it's all jumbled up, and then I am going to lag it into the wall there. And then all the material that I've been digging away from here has gone in to fill all this stuff up. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1. And then I'm going to put the 2x6 on the top. Then I'll skip a row, and skip a row, and then put 2 at the bottom. Then I kind of give it structural. So 2, 1, 1, 2. So I'll have the extra wood there. So 2, 4, 6. Oh no, there is enough. So 2, 4, 6. Yep, there's enough. Didn't realize I did that. I guess I was thinking ahead. I always buy extra, so it's a good thing. She's looking good. I'm gonna remove that stone now. And then I got some scrap wood I'm gonna use for stakes just to kind of give it double extra. And we'll be done. Another hour. Yeah, I just called it. Doomsayed myself. So we've been at this about 5 hours, and you're gonna see how close the call is to 4 o'clock. That's when I was supposed to have the sunset. I had somebody come by there and take a look and ask me what I'm doing, a couple questions and whatnot. Anyways, I had those stairs in and out a good 20 times today. Completely ridiculous. But they're starting to come together. We're almost finished. Going to pull out the spotlights in a moment. Bam, spotlights. The phone actually died during there. And its stairs actually look really good. Now what I'm doing, any of the excess dirt, I'm dropping it back into the staircase itself just to get rid of stuff. And I'm going to blow everything back over, clean it all up, get onto painting the stairs. And I'm using the undercoating rubberized paint from my 85 Cutlass that's about 20 years old. So I had my mom shake it up for me. I shook it up. It's been sitting in the house, and then we shook it up again. That way we would be able to cover all of the staircase themselves And anything that was a bit extra, I touched it up and went along, made sure I took a piece of cardboard, protected everything, and it turned out marvelous. So the stairs are done. Matched it up to that set. This is exactly how I want to do it in concrete. I'll step back a little bit. A little bit of overspray on some of the paint and whatnot, but that's all right. She is pretty gorgeous. So this is all boxed in. You'll see in the video, as you already know, I used the excess material and I put it back into the staircase, which is kind of funny. Go over to this side, and that's what you see coming around. So all in all, just had a little bit of regrading. Really cut that down later on and add a little bit of material here just to come down this way. Not too bad of a deal. A lot better than what it was, which was nothing. So yeah, I'd call that a win. And like I said, I did all this because maybe at some point in the future, might have some family over. This could be like a sitting area where you're conversing before everybody goes home and stuff. So everybody's got a place to sit and kind of talk and whatnot. So kind of liking it. This is exactly what I wanted. And then I can scoot that way to go to the backyard and then scoot up this way to get into the house. So if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As always, be safe, have fun. If you're doing anything questionable, name it after me. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you know, well, maybe you don't know, I don't know. This was the stairs I built originally. I built these just yesterday, coated them with undercoating for the car. So if you stand back, that's what you have. And I like this idea. And yes, it is snowing, it's not your camera. So people can sit here, have a conversation. I backed this one in because I thought it looked better. This one I wanted to keep open because I wanted this for snow clearing purposes. This one's actually not going to be used all that much, but it looks really bloody good. And I'll step back a little bit further. So as you can see, that's what the front of my house is going to look like. Usually there's flowers and stuff there, but again, it's winter time, got the posts and all that. This is all going to be concrete next year. I want to kind of test this idea out. And here's the railing I got from a mall. I just threw this up and kind of like it. It's actually big enough that I can cut a section of this out, say for example right here, and then I can throw that right there so as to be one complete thing. So let me know what you think in the comments.